Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Backer Breaks It Down. Today, we're going to look at supplementary angles. We're going to prove that two angles are supplementary, and then we're going to apply the definition of supplementary angles. Let's get started. So first off, supplementary angles are two or more angles that add up to be 180 degrees, which is a straight angle. Okay, now we are going to prove that two angles are supplementary using the linear pair postulate. The linear pair postulate says if two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. Now, linear pairs are something that we are allowed to assume from the diagram. Okay, so we're actually going to look at a diagram like this one up here on the left, and we're going to say like angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. And then our reason for that is going to be assumed from the diagram. Okay. But in order for us to use the linear pair postulate, we do need a line that's been split into a pair of angles. That's what a linear pair is. Okay, so check it out. In this proof, we are given the diagram as shown. They had to give us something, so they're like straight up saying, hey, here's the diagram. So I will put that in my proof since they did give that to me. Okay, so my goal in this proof is to prove that angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2. Now, the diagram is all I have to go off of here. So when I look at my diagram, I can see that angles 1 and 2 form a linear, there's my line, pair of angles. So I'm actually going to state that. So I'm going to say angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. And what's my reason for saying that? That's right, I assumed it from the diagram. Now remember, my goal is to prove that angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2, and both angles 1 and 2 are a part of my proof. The linear pair postulate says if two angles form a linear pair. And notice that's what we have stated in step 2. Do you know what that means? That means in step 3, we can say that they are supplementary. So angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2. And my reason for that is the linear pair postulate. So the linear pair postulate is how we are going to prove that two angles are supplementary in this section, okay? So let's apply this, okay? So in the figure below, determine the value of x. So what I see here is a linear pair. I have a line that's been split into a pair of angles, and I know that linear pairs are supplementary. So I'm going to create an equation where I show that. So I'm going to be like, these two angles, when I add them together, I get 180. Okay, so 2x and 4x is 6x, 24 and 36 is 60. And so this is equal to 180. So I get that 6x is equal to 120, and therefore x is equal to 20. And what do you know? This one, that's all they wanted, was the value of x. So there you have it, supplementary angles. We will prove that two angles are supplementary using the linear pair postulate, which says if two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. And just remember, linear pairs are something that you can totally assume from the diagram. And that is how Backer breaks it down.